Hey everyone, welcome to a new Wizard101 video. This video, I'm really excited for this one because you guys know, if you followed my videos in the past, my Storm Wizard is probably my favorite character in terms of the gear and the stats that I have, because I have a lot of fun on my Storm just mixing and matching different stats, different pieces of gear to try to get, high critical and then sometimes high damage. And the set that I have right now, which I showed in my gear setup probably a while back, is the one where I have 100% critical, not too much pierce and block, and then of course I have almost 140 damage, so pretty good. And this is the set that I use for just regular like PvE, mostly lower level stuff. I even sometimes use it in higher level stuff, just like an easy farming set. And I even use a set in like actual fights that are more difficult. But if I were to go against like Omen, I would not use this set. But if it's a difficult boss, I'll switch it up. But I like mixing and matching stats on my Storm, and I've had Sparky for a really long time. And Sparky's been a good pet. This is a pet that I've used, honestly, for most of my Storm characters' existence, at least, at higher levels. And I think it's finally time to update the pet here. I still will use Sparky. Sparky definitely has a place in my pets because the critical that he gives is really nice. And there's some sets that I really enjoy having this much critical and of course damage. So this pet is critical damage. My new pet, you guys will see, this will be a more like overall balanced pet. But that's just the different options that I'll have on my Storm. I'll have like critical damage for like, I don't care about resistance, I don't care about block, and then I'll have this other pet which will be more like I'm going up against actual difficult enemies. So here we go. This is probably, honestly, this is probably the best pet that I've ever gotten. And big shout out to Scarlet for helping me on this one. She is the pet hatching master and she helped me get a lot of pets. So she helped me get this one. So thank you so much to her. It took a lot of hatches to get this. So this is probably the best pet that I've ever gotten. And the reason for that is the dealer that we're going to get on this one. So here it is. The name is not official. Lord Bow is probably not going to be his name, but we will pick a name maybe in this video. But Ultra Raincore, I already have him to Ultra because the jewel that we're going to socket is an Ultra jewel. So here he is, and I got it on the Raincore because I think the Raincore is a really nice Storm pet, and it gives some good cards too, so we'll be using that. But Ultra Raincore, we got, okay, this is glitched. Lord Bow. I mean, that's not your official name. Oh, there we go. So we got, the basic triple double, but this one has 10 dealer. This is only the second pet that I've ever gotten that has 10 dealer. The other one being my fire pet. So we got the triple damage and the double resistance. So that's the pet. Pretty much max stats right there. And the jewel that I'm going to be putting on it, this is the first time I've ever put on a stat jewel before, but I'm going to be putting on Mighty, which will increase the strength, which affects damage and resistance, and will bring us up basically each one of these stats. I think it'll increase by 1%. So that's better than a 3% damage jewel like a Storm Boon. So let's just take a look at this. So here we go. I think I have, do I have Storm Boon on here? Yeah, Storm Boon. So Storm Boon plus 3%. Okay, that's decent, If I didn't have Mighty, then I would consider using that. But we have Mighty somewhere. There it is. Mighty Opal plus 65 strength, which will affect all the stats. I've never had a pet where I put on a stat jewel before. And for triple doubles, putting on Mighty is really good for that. So here we go. I'm excited to see what the stats turn out to be. I know that dealer is going to go up to 11%. We'll take a look at the other ones, but here we go. Lord Bow. And this jewel, I had to craft this jewel. Took me like 4 or 5 different times of crafting the rank 4 pet stats to get this, but here we go. Affix the Mighty jewel. Take a look at the strength 319. Wow. So that's a lot. I'm gonna go and train this up. It'll take like, what, 2 snacks because I'm almost I mean, we have double XP going on right now. That's another reason that I trained this pet. So I'm gonna go do that quick. We'll be right back. Okay, it ended up taking 3 snacks because I only got to 302 out of 319, but we only had to use 1 more. So there we go. Feed pet, max strength at 319. So let's take a look at the actual stats now. And see where we got him to. Pain Giver 7%, Spell Proof 11, Spell Defy 6, Storm Dealer 11, and Storm Giver 7. So that's an increase of 1% on each of those. Look at those stats. That's just, I've never had a pet like this. I've never had a pet with those kind of stats before. So in total, how much damage is that? We're up to 25% damage, and we're up to 17% resist from just this pet. That's crazy. I've never had a pet with these kind of stats. I remember when getting 10 dealer, you know, I never really had pets that had 10 dealer. I've only had 2 pets, and now I got a max stat pet with 11 dealer. Never thought I would get that. I really didn't. So that's crazy. But this will be the pet that I use pretty frequently. I will use this pet when I want high damage and some resistance, because it's good to have resist on a storm pet. You know, storm pets, you know, storm doesn't have too much resist anyway, so getting that is really helpful. And I'm up to 52% resist to everything except storm, and 143% damage just in this set. This is my critical set, which is only at 85% critical now, but that's because I'm not using the crit pet anymore. But I was mixing and matching some gear on here, so let's go ahead and do that quick, and then maybe at the end of this video we'll pick a name if I can think of one, or if we just look through the list. But yeah, that's crazy. I don't know, I'm just like amazed looking at these stats, because I've never even had a pet that was close to this. I remember, if you guys remember some of my other pets, I had pets that had, you know, 9% proof and stuff like that, so I hardly even had pets that had, you know, the full proof and defy. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. So thanks so much to Charlotte for helping me get that. But that's a big accomplishment. And pets for me, I don't spend a lot of time doing pets, so when I do get one like that, it's like, I don't know, it's a pretty big accomplishment. So I'm proud of that. But let's go ahead and look at the stats here. I have a storm damage set that I was making, and we're gonna equip that. Yeah, I got the pet. So what is the damage here? 150. So this was mostly just damage and decent resist. I've got the accuracy. I've got 54% critical. That's alright. You know, I'm not going to crit every time. If I'm going for damage, I'm not going to go for crit also, because there's no reason to do that. I'm going for high damage, decent crit. I'll crit half the time. No block, because, well, what storm really goes for that much block? Okay, armor pierce. I've even got 15% stun resist from some opals, and then over 100% power rip. So this set's pretty good. This is my damage set that I'll be using if I ever want to go for consistent damage. Not too much consistent crit, but occasional crit. And the other stats are pretty good. So that's really good. And that's helped by, you know, the new pet. So the other set that I want to show you guys was Storm Boss set. This is more resistance. And even with this set, I'm able to get, well, I guess it's the same resist, really. I have 137. This one has more block, though. This will have actual block. 32% block. A little more crit. So yeah, those are just some of the damage sets that I have. 150 damage I think is pretty good. The main set that I'll be using, of course, is main set 2. This is the one with Sparky that has 100%. But I could use the same set and just switch to this one for more damage, and I would have 85% critical with 143 damage. So it's a little more damage, but that's just the pet that I'll be using, you know, occasionally here and there. If I want more resist, you know, high damage, that's the pet that I'll go to. If you guys, you know, for the next world, if you guys are planning on, you know, watching my walkthroughs and when I do test drum on the new world, I'll be using this pet because I need the resist. I have no idea what the next world's going to be in terms of the enemies, how difficult they're going to be. I'll be using this pet probably because it's going to be the best resist and damage pet I have for this character. So yeah, that's really good. I'm also glad it's on the Rain Core because the Rain Core gives the blade. It also gives a Dark Wind, Thunderstorm too. So Not too bad. We're gonna go and look at the names quick as we wrap up this video. But yeah, I just wanted to reveal my new pet to you guys. I was super excited for it. Took like 20 plus hatches to do it, so it took a lot of gold in order to get this one. But let's go ahead and take a look at the names here. So I think I should probably go to rename. What should we actually rename this one? Probably none of this. What would be a good name for a cloud? We've had Smokey, we had Sparky, we even have Spike. A lot of my pets' names start with S. I was kind of thinking just like a simplistic name. But how many simplistic... Zeus? I've had a pet called Zeus before. This could be the new Zeus. Zeus is an option. I really like Zeus. Is there any other like simple names? Bo, that's pretty simple. Boomer, I don't know. That does kind of make sense for like a cloud, but like a storm cloud. Zeus is not bad though. Okay guys, I've gone through the list and I think Zeus is just the best choice for this. I don't really like putting another name in front of it, like Lord Zeus. I don't know, I just like Zeus, you know? Like Lord Zeus. Yeah, that's alright, but let's just go with Zeus. I think Zeus is going to be a good fit for this guy. Zeus the Raincore. So, I think that's good. I'm excited for this pet. Just wanted to reveal it to you guys because I have been working on that. The double pet XP for the snacks has been really helpful in getting this. So, I'm glad that's been going on. That actually ends this weekend. So, if you want to do that, you're going to have to do it quick. But yeah, this is one of the best pets, if not the best pet that I've ever had in this game. So, wanted to show that to you guys. Really proud of it. And you'll probably see it anytime I'm going up against a difficult boss that I need some kind of resist with other good stats. Then I'll use this. Probably be using it at least a little bit in like the new world if I want. You know, if I'm going up against a difficult boss, or I don't know if I would use it just in regular mob fights. But yeah, it's just a pet that I'll have there. Triple double pet. And just want to show that to you guys. So that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like for the new pet, Zeus. And other than that, subscribe if you want to see more videos. And I'll see you all next time.